So the sacral energy deals with your sexual energy. As you are starting to grow and ascend and become a greater version of yourself, you will come to a position where you realize that sexual energy is very potent and powerful. Sexual energy is creational energy. And so you want to protect it at all costs. Hey superstar, I love you. This is Gavin from Wake Up Fulfilled. This video is going to be about the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra, Ascension, energies, what's coming through for me right now. The first thing that I've seen coming through is a king and a queen, and you want to hold a royalty kind of energy with the sacral chakra. You want to see your body as royal. You want to see your temple as highly valuable. And when you see it as highly valuable, it's almost as if you're stepping into another level of consciousness and respect for your body. And it will leak into other areas of your life, with your health, with, foods that you're eating and stuff like this. So the sacral energy deals with your sexual energy. And as you are starting to grow and ascend and become a greater version of yourself, you will come to a position where you realize that sexual energy is very potent and powerful. Sexual energy is creational energy. And so you want to protect it at all costs. The sacral chakra is under attack through things like pornography, twerking, right? For men, when you see a woman and when you look at her and you highly sexualize her, this is the wrong energy to function from. It doesn't matter how she's dressed. You can look at her and not sexualize her. It's very important to realize that. Okay, so I used to think, no, it's the woman's fault. Like, why are you dressed like that? You make me want to desire you. Okay. Now, I used to be attached to that particular energy and think, it's the woman's fault that I feel that way, because I didn't want to feel that way about the woman, because I respect the woman. But it's almost like the ego and my past experiences with things like music videos and hip hop and my sexual past has got me to think a certain way. And so now when I see that, it almost activates those same energies within me. However, if you think of tribal people, right? The originals. Women didn't used to wear no bras and all this stuff, right? They used to walk around normal, and they weren't sexualized. Okay, they had the freedom to just walk around like that. There was no sexual thing going on there. And so there's a level of consciousness that you can get to, men I'm speaking to specifically, even women, where you're not sexualizing a man, where you're not sexualizing a woman. So I'm being guided to tell you that you can approach sex, you can approach relationships without having sex on the first day, second day, first week, or whatever it is. You can have sex through your thoughts and your conversation, dealing with your emotions, and getting to know each other properly and cultivating a strong foundation. Okay? You should cultivate that strong. I'm not saying that you're not supposed to be attracted to them, but it's like you're not so focused on the sexual part of their being. So don't get confused by a pretty face. Don't get lost in a pretty face. And I'm not just talking about women here, I'm talking about men as well. Don't get lost in the innocence of beauty, because beauty can be portrayed as an innocent person. She would never hurt me, and she's wifey material, or he's hubby material, and all of this stuff. But that is not necessarily true. Okay, you can be fooled by beauty. Okay, true beauty is within. And so when you get to understand that the material world, the ego base, has taught us that beauty is the thing that we need to go after, someone attractive and all of this stuff, we forget the inner attraction, we forget the beauty within. And so I would say in my life, in terms of what the material world says, I've been with so-called unattractive looking women. even when, like, back in school, friends used to, sort of take the mick out of me because I was with, but, the beauty, they couldn't see what I loved. They couldn't see what I was in love with, because I'm dealing with the inner world, the inner being. Okay? So, at the same time, I feel that you do need to have attraction on the material, the outer shell as well, because that's what's going to sustain, okay, longevity in a relationship. It's not the be or end all, but when you are attracted to someone on the inside and then you're attracted to them on the outside as well, then it creates longevity. Okay, and you won't get them looking eyes, right? Because the material world can tease us, right? Especially when we're in a monogamous relationship. We look, okay, and so I don't think there's anything wrong with looking and thinking someone's beautiful or anything like that. But when there's like that, again, that sexual, that's when we're kind of cheating. That's micro cheating, right? So it's discipline. It's holding our energy and realizing, okay, if I'm in a monogamous relationship, then I've committed to this person, and I'm going to stick with this person. So monogamy is one of those things that I've always, experienced in my life. I've had opportunities to have non-monogamous relationships, but I just felt like it's not congruent with who I am. And so everyone's different. Everyone has a different psychology. But at the same time, I also know that I've been taught monogamy, right? I've been taught monogamy. And so it doesn't necessarily mean that monogamy is right. And there's a really good episode on, what's it called? Red Table Talk on Facebook with Jada Pinkett Smith and her family about relationships that are not monogamous. Okay. And it's just really interesting how their psychology is and how natural it is to them. So the sexual energy, your sacral chakra, is very sacred. Sacral chakra. Take care of it. Take care of your body. Don't be masturbating all the time. Okay, leaking your seeds, especially men. Stop leaking your seeds. Right? The more you leak your seeds, the more you lose your power. That's your life force energy. That fluid can create a new life. So imagine how potent it is in the spiritual terms, energetically, if it can create a new you. If you look at how powerful you are, how much cells you have, trillions of cells, your heart's pumping right now, just your brain alone, how sophisticated that is, you're now leaking that out on a daily basis, sometimes multiple times a day, watching pornography, which then inflicts entities into your being as well by watching these low vibrational beings have sex. Like, you're opening yourself up to low vibrations by doing this. And so leaking out your fluid on a daily basis is not so good. Also, in terms of having sex with a partner as well, releasing your fluid every day, multiple times a week, is not good for the man. Okay? You want to cultivate that sexual energy because it's a creational energy and use it for other aspects. And there's a breath work called the micro orbit breath work. I forgot what it's called, but basically it's simply the breath of fire. Okay, and when you feel that sexual energy, you can do the breath of fire, and you can actually circulate the energy around your being and feel the aliveness and the life force of it, and then the sexual energy goes away instantly. No blue balls, guys, right? No blue balls, no, none of that, because you're circulating. It's not stuck down there, right? It's not stuck. You're circulating the energy and you're giving it to your other chakras. You're giving it to your mind, your body, you're healing, right? That fluid is healing and powerful, right? And so when you're constantly leaking it out, now you're disempowering yourself. You are getting rid of your life force energy, and you're opening yourself up to lower energies, especially if you're watching the pornography. Okay. Pornography messes with your mind, okay? Pornography, when you're watching it, number one, it's too easy, okay? It should be work to get sex. It should take work, okay? So it's messing with your mind. You're releasing all of these endorphins and hormones and neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, and now you're linking to this pornography that it's a good thing to do, and you're getting reward for it, and you're getting reward easily. And now when it comes to having sex with and when I say normal woman, I'm just saying like, a real person or a real man, whatever your sexuality is, right? Now it's of a lower vibrational frequency. It's not coming from love, it's coming from the ego-based dopamine releases and all of this stuff, the wrong connectivity in your brain. And so in order to undo all of that, it's about, you got to detach from it and develop and cultivate your dopamine receptors and get dopamine from other sources. Not from smoking, because you get dopamine from smoking, not from taking sugar. So if you're addicted to something, for example, if you're addicted to pornography, you need to replace that addiction with something else, okay? And what I found is there's foods that you can eat that replace those dopamine receptors so you're not addicted, okay? So there's things like Dopamicuna by Now Foods. It's a supplement that has L-Dopa in. L-Dopa is the precursor to dopamine. So L-Dopa converts into dopamine in the body, in the mind, in the gut. And this will help with addictions. So that's Dopamicuna. Mucuna fruit. Mucuna fruit is where it stems from, this particular supplement. Mucuna fruit has this dopamine in. You can do a search on the internet and type in high dopamine foods. And as you eat those high dopamine foods, that's going to help with your addictions. Another cacao has L-Dopa in. Okay, cacao has dopamine in. And so if you're eating that dark chocolate, that's really good for your dopamine levels as well. So take your sexual energy seriously. Just like take it more serious, because again, understand that you have been tampered with, okay? Not only through pornography, through the media, right? On what sex is. And it's okay to, like I was taught in school, the teacher told me it's okay to masturbate. She said, she literally taught us it's okay to masturbate like every day. Like she said it's okay. Now that's her level of consciousness, and she was basically teaching to do that instead of having sex. Okay, is a sex education thing. But the truth is, that can lead into pornography, that can lead into addiction, that can lead into all of these bad things. So just go back and remember what you've been taught about sex. If you could just like meditate on that for a while, maybe even a couple weeks, just meditate on like all the things you've been taught about sex, because sex is a powerful energy. Okay, sex is a powerful, your sexual energy is really powerful. Sex alone, sex with someone is really powerful. Be careful who you have sex with and the energy exchange and stuff like this. And so I'm being guided to tell you to really hone in on understanding its potency and how it's been lowered to just something that you just do. It's not just something you just do, right? It's not just something that you're just supposed to just, it's supposed to be fun. Okay, one of my ex-partners, she said, it's just supposed to be fun. No, I used to think of it as a serious thing. It can be fun, right? And it's supposed to be fun, but it's not just fun. No. No. Okay, if you're thinking in terms of energy and you understand spirituality, you know you're dealing with more than just fun. Okay, it's like playing with fire. Okay, so be careful, especially with the women. The women are dealing with I always forget the name of this particular hormone. This particular hormone, when a woman is touched, she releases this hormone. When you hug a woman, she releases this. A woman feels a connection much quicker than a man. Okay, so when you have sex, women, you automatically feel connected to the man. The man doesn't feel connected to you, especially if he's releasing the fluid. As soon as he releases the fluid, he becomes disconnected from you. The more a man releases fluid, the more disconnected he comes from you. Okay? Unless he's addicted to the sex. And that's why we have things like cheating. Okay? But know that about yourself, women, is that as soon as you have sex, or as soon as you're hugging someone and kissing someone, and there's that, you're releasing this hormone. I forget what the hormone is called. If someone remembers, type it below. And this hormone, what happens now is you are starting to develop a connection with them, like an emotional connection. You're releasing these hormones, and so naturally you are wanting them more than they want you. Okay, and you don't even know whether or not they're committed to you in that way yet. You see, you don't even know if they're about you like that. And if they're not about you like that, if they're not feeling you like that, then you're going to have a situation there. Okay? And you're going to end up getting hurt. So that's why they say, okay, you need to hold out in terms of sex. Right? You need to hold out on certain things. Because when you're touched, it's a sacred energy. You're releasing hormones and you're developing that connection. And so in some religions, you're not allowed to touch the woman. You're not allowed to touch the woman. They're sacred. Okay, so when you understand that, these religions and these particular faiths, they're not just saying it for no reason. There's things going on, right? And there's reasons why they're all covered up and stuff like this. And I'm not saying to do all this stuff, but there's reasons why this stuff is happening, Whilst I don't believe with all of the views in these particular religions, we need to understand some of the things on why they're doing it. So I'm inviting the women to be very protective around their sexual energy. I'm inviting the men to be very protective around your sexual energy. And see yourself as sacred. See yourself as a high priestess, as a king, a queen, someone of high value. If you saw yourself as someone that's extremely high value, just breathing that in, breathe in God, right? Breathe in that power. Like, wow, I'm sacred. You're not going to want to have sex with people just like that, So I invite you to watch this with your partner and start understanding Tantra, looking into Tantra, looking into approaching sex from a spiritual energy rather than from an ego-based way of being. Okay, because most of what we've been taught about sex is ego-based, and we wanna. I feel like a lot of what's happening right now in terms of the collective is we want to be more in the 5D energy. We're realizing that we need to be more love. Okay, we need to be more in the love. We need to be working on our purity. That's what we're working on right now. I'm seeing it a lot. Okay, we're working on our purity, becoming more pure beings, and so don't be afraid to work on that, despite what people think about you. Understand that you don't know necessarily what goes on beyond this lifetime, and so do everything that's God, right? Do everything that's God, and so that when you are leaving this particular experience, that you've done good by God, if that makes any sense. So now, once you are stepping into these particular energies, you are now creating your reality from a high vibrational template rather than a low vibrational template. This ant's crawling over my camera right now. We'll say hello to the ants. So you're operating your creation, you're creating your reality, you're tapping into your mind's filter, the reticular activating system. You're developing belief systems, ideas, thoughts, emotions, and identities, and in energies that are conducive with a higher power. And so you're creating your energy, you're creating your reality through that which is God, right? And you're invoking more God onto the world. So that's what that's coming through right now. Downloads are finished. I love you. I appreciate you. There should be some videos popping up on screen right now. Make sure you watch them, check them out. I got videos on the solar plex. I got videos on the root chakra. Make sure you check those out. And be sure to share this video with a friend, or watch this with your spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend. I love you. Sending you high vibrational frequencies. Peace, love, and light. Speak to you soon. Click on one of these videos. Keep watching. Keep watching. Peace, peace.